Second Nature for Children is in the house. Coach, how you doing?
As always, man, great, great. Now be so.
Coach, I'm doing absolutely well. I was just looking at that video we did last week. It started moving quickly and then it
Uh,
stopped. It stopped. And I was
yeah.
just saying, anytime we deal with mental health, anytime we deal with
Mm,
something that can really take us to another level, we're not understanding that the algorithm of YouTube is not going to move it. And if we don't move it, then we just got great information sitting. But what happens a lot of times, we have people who don't want to hear it. So once again, that lets you know that a lot of problems and situations that we're in as a people will never get solved because we don't want to address it. We don't see that there's an issue. So that's wild. But just notice every time we do something on mental health or do something that we really need to think about to be accountable or responsible, just notice how it doesn't move. I just
yeah, I saw that, but I compared to the one before because we did the one before the issue with the boys,
absolutely
and we did with the females, and with the males had more response than the female. And I'm like, okay,
right. And so that lets you know
yeah,
the ladies, they don't see nothing wrong. They don't, yeah, they don't.
hey,
So
hey,
that's the man got to continue to put up with these mental issues that that woman is not
uh,
addressing. So that's wild, but whatever. So coach, I want to deal with this. I want to jump right into it too. Because here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here, here's another one. A lot of times when we deal with this, they don't want to hear this either. And most religious people will click out from it because they don't want to hear it. So it really would take a person who's really searching for the truth, who's really open-minded, and who's really willing to just hear something different to say, "Oh, okay. Let me kind of just think about that." Because what I want to talk to you about for a moment is how blacks connected personal truth to religion. And I want you to think about this too. And I definitely want to get your response on this right here. So let's jump right into it because I want to hear what you got to say on this topic. I want to hear what you got to say as well. But this comes from a conversation. And so I just want to kind of break it down a little bit. So when we look at the word connected, so we can understand exactly where we're going, we're talking about just joining something together, just joining
okay,
something
yeah.
together. So I want you to think about personal truth and religion joining together. I want you to think about that. And when I talk about personal truth, now this is what I want you to really understand. I'm talking about something that you know, not believe, not feel, not I want to talk about it's personal. So it's something that you know happened to you. I want you to get that because I want you to answer this now. I want you to know because you know about your experiences that you have experienced in life. You know,
True, true, yeah.
that's personal.
Mhm.
It's some things that you've been through in your life I don't know about. It's some things that you've been through in your life a lot of people may not know about, but you know your truth. I just want you to get that now. Don't, because I'm gonna ask you something in a minute. And sometimes, whether you can prove it or not, whether you can prove it or not. And what I mean by that is sometimes something had could have happened so long ago that you can't prove right now today, but you know that it happened.
True,
Or
true.
you that's your personal truth.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that to say this right here. All truth can't be proven. Oh,
Yeah, yeah, I got
okay. I just
you.
okay. Okay, because some people think that, if it's true, it could be no, because something could have happened to you a long time ago that that happened, but the people may not be around at the time. It's been so long, I can't prove it, but it happened to me. So I
Yes.
want okay, I want you to stay right there, because that's your personal truth because you know that it happened to you. Now here's the problem. Here's the problem. I had with a lot of people, and I've had this conversation over the years as I was maturing into trying to find my way and trying to find myself in this religious realm. Stay with me. And it's hard when you're talking to people who subscribe to religion a lot of times. And religion just simply means the belief. That means something you just accepted. It's not the truth. And it's the belief in a worship of a superhuman power or powers, especially a God, capital G, or gods. I want you to remember that, coach. And you have to be careful when you speak to certain religious people because a lot of them are strongly indoctrinated within their religion and they'll get offended or defensive because emotionally they feel like you are attacking their belief. So you have to be very careful when you talk to them. And that's why things won't change no time soon when it comes to religion, because mentally and emotionally, the indoctrination, it has us enslaved and we're not open to listening or hearing anything else. Stay with me because I'm getting ready to ask you something. And it really gives you a lot of time, it gives you a cult mentality, a cult mindset because you don't want to hear nothing else. You just shut everything else down, you shut everything out. And I know you may can't see it right now, coach, but study is showing, this is what study is showing, that religion is declining. And
I've seen
oh,
different uh different literature that popped up that I've read,
okay.
and it's showing it's a steady decline, especially here in North America. Yeah, yeah,
And,
especially for the
and
younger generation too.
it,
Yeah, yeah, I've seen it.
absolutely. And they
Yeah.
call it generational replacement. That's what it's called, generational
Mm.
replacement, because they saying that the older religion people are passing away. And they saying that the younger generation is much less religious. That's why it's so important for us to continue to put this information out, because sooner or later, it's a group gonna come later that's gonna receive this information. This generation is not going to receive this information. But there's another generation that's coming out, because I've had people to say, well, if you don't get a lot of views, why you keep putting that information out? Because it may not be for you, but there's another generation that's coming along, and it could be 2 or 3 generations back. But as long as we put this information out, because now, even myself, I search out information that was put out many, many years ago that makes me
True,
say,
true.
okay, you understand? So
Yeah,
that's
I
why,
got you.
yeah,
I got you.
so that's why I can't get caught up in the views, because I got to put this information out, not just for the people today, but there's a generation coming. And let me tell you something. I can hear people saying now, I can hear this, they sure enough gonna be in trouble without God. I can hear that. They sure enough gonna be in trouble without God. Now, before I go on and I ask you this question, and then I'm gonna jump into how the connection is, but I just want to see what you got to say so far. Have blacks connected their personal truth to religion? When you hear
I
that,
believe
what you
so.
think about?
I believe so. I believe because of the indoctrination, we really downplayed our common sense, our intelligence, you know. Uh, Even to the flip side of that, when people say, well, that's the enemy, that's the devil, when something don't work out in their favor, as opposed to saying, well, it's not put in maybe I was trying to force it, maybe it wasn't supposed to, be this time, maybe I need to be patient, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It takes away from the human accountability. if you're doing things that's not working out, to take away the human accountability, you can either say the devil or you can either say, uh, it's the enemy. But we talking about things that happen um, in your favor, right?
Hmm.
It could be you made a great choice. You make a logical choice. Now, I could understand if you did all you can, right?
Hmm.
Nothing else you can do. And your path cross with someone maybe you never met before, information come across you never met before, and it transcends whatever you do, whatever you were doing to another level. You can say, okay, that's a superior being, that's a deity. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's some I had no control over that. That taking another level, that's not me, you know. But like I said, we tie it in to me because it takes away that personal accountability, that human aspect of, look, man, you have to do better. You ought to do better.
Hmm.
Look, man, you messed up. You got to make better choices. So instead of that accountability, we say, well, God made it happen. When it doesn't happen, it's the enemy, it's the
Hmm.
devil. You know what I mean? And we just sitting here, oh, well, what's next? But everything that happened after that, it depends on you too. Your mindset, you still dreaming, all of that, man. We play a significant part in our life. I don't even think we understand it, but it's easy to, put that responsibility to be somewhere else and just say, well, either the God or either the devil,
Hmm.
you know, depending on how it work out. So,
Wow. Wow. And just slow down now, and I hope they hear exactly what you're saying, because now it gets deep when we're talking about God. It really gets deep. And it gets deep because really, coach, here's a fact. I can put fact to how they use the religion in their belief. No one knows.
true,
No one
true.
knows. No one knows, because if you tell me God did this and God did that, and then if I ask you the question, what God are you talking about? Because you got to understand, most folks, and especially in the Christian sectors, they don't study and go deep in study. Does not
Oh no,
happen.
it's surface level, yeah, 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 yeah.
So they're only
Surface level.
going by a lot of times what they hear. That's what they hear. And so the concept, and it's a concept of God. That's a concept. I want everybody to hear that. And when you use that word God, how could I put it? It's so many gods and so many religions. So it depends
So it's
on,
just,
yeah, it's so many gods and it's so many religions. And then I want you to think about this. When you're talking about God, and I would say the unknown, because so many religions have tried to and have put a name to it, but they don't
true,
know.
true.
Yeah, they have put a name to it, what has happened. And then you have the small gods where they may worship putting a head on a pole, or they got different things that they worship, especially when you go into Egyptology and all of these different other religions. They have things that they worship that they call a god. But slow down one second. This creator, this almighty, that's unknown, that man is still trying to write about and just wrote about. The scientists can't figure out how it happened.
I don't think they're gonna ever be able to. They can put their spin on it, but I personally, I bet it's bigger than them. It's bigger than us, and it's not for us to figure. We That's just my thing. We're in a space where the universe is bigger than us. If you think about how it's made up, you can think. Let's stay right here on the surface level. Just think about your body. how magnificent your body is, you know, the different organs, the functions, all of that. Just think about that for a minute, man. Come on, man. That's beyond our comprehension. That's what I believe. So, you know,
Coach, religion won't never figure it out.
no, no.
Scientists would never figure it out because no one was there. And the concept, when you go into the Bible, we talk about the 66 books. You got books with 70 something books. You got books with 80 something
Yeah,
books.
yeah. There you go. Yeah, yeah.
You know, you got all these different. Then
Yeah, yeah.
you have writings in Rome in the Vatican
That they got locked away. Yeah, yeah,
that you will never
yeah,
get to read. So, you
yeah.
know, they're only giving us what they want us to read. And then you got to
Exactly.
understand that this concept of the first God of the earth, it varies across different cultures and mythologies. You understand what I'm
True,
saying?
true,
So
true.
are you going to deal with the one Gaia in Greek mythology? They saying that was the first. You understand? If you dealing with Anu in Sumerian mythology, because both are associated with the earth's primordial origin, both of them.
Yeah, and then you can throw in African spirituality in there, and we talking about a whole different ball game now. African spirituality. So
Coach, it's the unknown. And I keep saying that because I've really been sitting down thinking about this, and I've been thinking about this for a while. It's the unknown that we are trying to, because it's if we're gonna do it, it's one unknown that everyone is trying to put a name to once
name it
again.
or figured out. But here's the thing:
Tell it.
we're not doing too well with what we know. So why are we focusing on the unknown if we're not doing too well with what we know? Come on. We know as human beings, right? We have more in common, whether from different cultures, different languages, but we have more in common. Hands, legs, eyes, you know what I mean? More in common. And we are not doing too well with what we know. So why are we trying to dabble in unknown? You know, I'm just saying. That just comes to my mind, man, really. You know.
And definitely, when you think about it, it's really not working, just like you said. It's really not working good for a lot of us. And I always teach on the basic foundation of living, which the Bible speaks about it. And that's taking care of your mind, your body, and your soul. We're talking about a supreme being, this God. We're talking about religion, but we haven't even came down to reality to think about, man, if I want to live a good life, all I need to do is really think about my foundation of living. And that's taking care of my mind, my body, and my soul.
But if that's in, let's say, the most popular version of the Bible that we know it, right? Why more people are not tapping into that? It comes right back to accountability. You know, you showed me a snapshot of your life. I don't care what theological school you went to, how big your congregation are. I just need a snapshot of your life, a conversation with you. And I can tell, you know, whether you live in or you extracting the essence of what you preach and saying, what you learn now. I can tell that, you know. So hey, the world should be a better place if we're talking about religion, Christianity, especially in this society. Why is it getting worse, man? Why is it getting worse? You know, the word is there, like they say. So why is it getting worse?
And
It's us,
it,
human
it
beings, man.
it's us, and we're definitely not living. And I can answer that question definitely when you say, why is it getting worse? I love answering whys. I love answering whys. And just like you said, here's the why. This why is getting worse because we're saying that we believe in something, but we're not living the belief. Whether
That's true.
whether
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
true
yeah,
or not,
yeah,
it's some good
yeah.
stuff in the Bible.
Yeah, that you can extract and incorporate in your life and make better for you and those around you and let it spread. But come on, man. I'm seeing something totally different. That's like, man, miss me with that. Miss me with that, man. Don't try to guilt me either. I've been in
Absolutely.
this world long enough. Don't try to that guilt because you know how they do. They use that guilt stuff on you. You know, God, hey man, go ahead on with that, man. I'm not the one, man.
And,
I lived long enough. I'm peace. I got my peace and all that. Hey, I'm solid, man. Go ahead on with that.
and here's the funny part by you saying that. We use that word God, and I can guarantee you a lot of times, most of us haven't even looked to see the origin of the word. They have just put that word onto a supreme being. And the word simply, when you look at the origin of the word, just go back and study the word. It just means to call or to invoke.
Well, yeah,
Just go look at.
that's it.
So
Yeah.
you have taken a word and religion come about because it's the one that you're supposed to call on and put God onto it. Now you have taken it mentally that it's this supreme being. I just want you to slow down and we got to get this tonight. Look at what you have done. Look at what religion has done to you. You have taken a simple word. It's nothing special about the word God. Go pull up the origins. You go pull it up and look at it yourself. Go pull up the word origin. It has nothing to do with an almighty or creator. It has nothing to do with it. Religion has taken the word and made the word superior.
And then too, like I said, those with the I wouldn't say it, the knowledge. Those with more theological knowledge than others. They twist and turn it for their own,
You have to.
benefit,
Absolutely.
control folks,
Absolutely.
like I said, and make folks feel guilty to do or move how they want them to move. Come on,
Because
man.
they know you
You know
don't
what I
know. They
mean?
know you're not
Yeah,
gonna
you don't know.
you're
Yeah,
not gonna
yeah.
go read, you're not gonna go
Mm.
study. They know you're not gonna go pull up the origin of they know you're not. They already know. They know that you're enslaved, that you're just gonna believe whatever they say. Not me. Not me. It's a simple word. Go study. I'm gonna tell you to go do it. It's a dramatic word for Germany. Just go study the word and you'll see it's not what you have been enslaved to think that God means to call, to invoke. It's a simple word. Wow. Wow.
Somebody gonna click off. What you talking
Somebody
about simple work?
that truth something else, man. And I was listening to some religious guys earlier this week, and it's sad that religion has taken a lot of our common sense away.
Not only that, here's the thing. What is the end result of two people debating about this religion and that religion? What's the end result? Did you take or have you taken the essence of whatever religion you aspired to? And y'all took the essence, mix that up, throw it into your life some way, shape, or form to make you a better person. You'll sit down because you got the book knowledge, he has the book knowledge. Y'all going back and forth. Okay, so what is the end result? When you leave from this debate, or the people that are observing, have they become better? Would this discussion, this debate, take their life to another level? Then we're wasting time, man.
Coach, we're wasting time. And by you saying that right there, watch how we wasting time. Because you're gonna go back in your corner believing what you want to believe, and the other person gonna go back in their corner believing what they want to believe. And watch this. Watch this. If neither one of them go back and begin to take care of themselves better, physically, mentally, and spiritually, that debate didn't mean nothing. It entertained people. And they know we love to be entertained. And I'm giving you right now, and I've been telling you for the longest, if you want your life to change, start taking care of yourself physically. Start taking care of yourself. Start exercising. Start eating better. Start taking care of yourself better. If you want your life to change, sit down, do an evaluation of your life. Start making better decisions. If you want your life to change, tap into, connect to that which dwells within you. Not the religion, not the church. It's in you. And you think about these words: discipline, consistency, tenacity, self-love, self-control. Go look up those words. If you start looking up those words and start living by those words, because those things come from within you, I promise you it'll change your life. I promise you, listening to a debate about people, religion would not change your life. What it'll do, it can change you from one religion to another religion. That's what
Another,
it can
yep,
do.
yep.
It
Make
can
you
take you
jump
from
from
one
one to
belief
another,
to
yeah,
another
to
belief.
another
That's what it can
belief.
do.
Yeah.
But if you want your life to change, you start taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and spiritually. It's a foundation that will take you on a whole new journey in life. I just gave it to you. It's too simple till you won't even try it. It'll scare you. You won't even try. It's that simple. You got to tap into, and if you need help, get help with your mental state so that you can start taking better care of yourself. So what we do, we put our personal truth, especially when something good happened to you, or when you come out of a tough situation.
Yeah.
Those things keep you tied to religion because what we do is you contribute your personal experiences to a belief.
True that.
I want
Like
everybody to know
folks,
what's going on.
something happened to folks, and they accept first and say, "Well, I know it happened. I mean, I'm talking from something good now,
Okay.
and I know it happened because I prayed on it. Because you prayed on it. Okay, so you had no action. You had nothing to do with this occurring. You just prayed on it, and you didn't do anything. I can understand you feel some kind of way. You wanted, some sort of validation, whatever. So you did what you had to do. You prayed, and it happened. So if you didn't pray, it wouldn't have happened. I mean, just asking the question. I don't know.
You
You know,
understand?
you
That's
still got to make a choice. You still got to do that action or not. So what we talking about? So when it don't happen, is the devil? Is the enemy? It could be something you did or didn't do. You misjudged the situation. You weren't patient enough. I've been down that road. Wasn't patient, trying to force some shit to happen. And it ain't working in my favor. When I got it, it didn't last. You know what I mean? But I learned from that lesson. Another thing, when stuff happens, learn from your lessons so you don't have to keep repeating it, man. So, yeah, man.
and coach, that's what has happened to us. We have connected our personal truth. Just because you prayed and it came through for you, you connected to a religion or you connected to God. And there is no empirical evidence
Yeah.
that that's the reason it happened. But that's what we contributed to. That's the whole thing. That's why religion got us. Because every time, because like you just said, what about the time you prayed and it didn't come through for
And
you?
they ain't come through.
So you
That's
don't,
what logic, common sense kicking, man. You know what? Maybe that wasn't supposed to. Man, just maybe. Okay. I dial back. I regroup. I'll come again. I get right. I get better or something. Come on, man.
yeah,
You
we
know.
got to do better. There is no empirical, once again, evidence that there's a God. Go look up the word and see. To call, to invoke, go look up the word. It has nothing to do with the creator. When religion came in about, they took this word and began to write it in to give you a supreme being. Go do your homework. Go do your homework. It
Yeah,
doesn't
somebody good
mean
stuff.
that when something good happened, that it was your religion that brought you out of it. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that. So when you connect your personal truth to religion, it makes you think your religion is true. That's what happens.
Yeah.
It makes, oh, it got to be true. It got to be real because it happened. No, 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 don't do that to yourself. No, it don't. When it's
You got a lot,
simply, go
you
ahead
got some
on.
folks, you got some folks out here, especially I call them a politician, call themselves Christian. But ain't no way I can serve the same God you serving, you moving all devilish. Come on, man. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm talking about devilish, man. In the true sense of the word, but you call yourself Christian, man. Come on with that, man.
And I come from that Christian sector. And when I look at the foundation that I always teach on, and I've even developed a program for children to teach them at a young age on how to build a strong base. Because as adults, we don't have a strong base, and it's so easy for us to fall. That's why we're falling. And once you see that you go into a Christian church, like I say, that's where I come from. And when it deals with those three areas, the mind, the body, and the soul, you will see literally we are some of the most unhealthy, some of the sickest people around, especially in America. I just want you to take a look. We're not tuning in on taking care of ourselves physically. And it's in the Bible. Preacher not preaching about that. Your mental state, even with in John 3 and 3, when Jesus told Nicodemus that he had to be born again, that means you got to change your thinking. You got to change your mindset. It's in the Bible. You got to change. You thinking what they call the oxymoron, where you thinking that you can continue to do the same thing
Same
but get
thing.
different results. No, you got to change. It's
Oh,
simple.
just ask for forgiveness.
Uh, and
Do
see,
the
now
same thing as forgiveness, then do the same thing as forget. Oh man, that don't make sense. Logically speaking, how does that make sense?
I told you, it take your common sense.
Come on, man.
It takes your
I'm
common
gonna
sense.
just pray on it. Really? You can just pray on it and that's it. That's it. Okay.
Yeah, we all
Yeah.
messed up. That religion got us messed up,
Yeah.
coach. And it has us to the point, like I say, where we have literally connected our personal truth and we have connected it to religion. And we think that things happen in our lives because of that religion, because now I put it right here. It could have happened in your life because of the unknown and how the universe works.
Words work. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But that has nothing to do with religion, how man has written up religion. No, no. It's that unknown. If you want to give a tribute, if you want to connect yourself to anything, I accept you connecting yourself to the unknown before I see you connecting yourself to a religion. Because no one knows. That's a fact.
Like I always say, man, and that's just my belief. Um, Religion, like I said, is supposed to take us like a bridge, take us closer to spirituality because we are spiritual beings in the physical world. You can't deny that. You know, that spirit leaves your body, you're not alive anymore. You gone. You just a shell. So, but we so locked in on the surface, we can't grab the principles, the essence of propel us. You know what I mean? So we can get higher. Just tapping in. We're not doing that. Most of us are not doing it. How you can quote the Bible from A to Z, got it to the fingertip, but you struggling. I don't understand that. How you struggling? Okay. I
Yeah.
guess being disciplined is not part of that Bible that you know so well. I don't get it, man. And you're making the same decisions that you just came out of, and you're doing it all over again. Doing the same thing. Come on, man. Come
We're
on,
playing
man.
religion and we're not truly connected to that which dwells within us. We don't know how to take that personal relationship to another level. And that's one of the biggest problems we're having. We're continuing to play the religious role. And we know that we have experienced things, all of us in our lives, and we have contributed to a religion. If you're part of a religion, and that religion got you all messed up, you're not living that religion. And so we have to be careful and make sure that we connect with that which dwells within us. We got to start taking care of ourselves physically, change your diet, start exercising. Mentally, work on making better decisions. Spiritually, tapping into your discipline, consistency, tenacity, self-love, self-control. I promise you, I don't care whether you're part of a religion or not. If you work on those areas, I can promise you. See, if you go into a religion, I can't promise you're going to do well. I can't. Because I see too many people that's tied to religion that's not doing well. But I can promise you that if you begin to work on those 3 areas in your life, I can promise you your life will change. I'm done, coach. You got what, 3 minutes? I'm done.
Do people really? I'm just saying it, being facetious. Do people really want their life to change?
Yeah.
Even the ones that complain, even the ones that make the same old mistake over and over again. To me, they don't really want their life to change, man.
Mhm.
They just want something to talk about, to complain about. You know, that's the easy part. Let's get down to the hard part. You know what I mean? So you don't want to be better.
Mhm.
You don't want a better life. When I talk a better life, I ain't talking about having all the tangible things. No, man, I'm not talking about that. Not financially strapped, good health, you peace of mind. You can kick your feet up. You can smile. You can embrace this life for what it is. I mean, you don't want it? Man, that's all I want on this life. You know what I mean? So, and what I can do to share, you know, I'm gonna do that. That's what we're doing. You know, if you don't want better, that's on you, man. But
Mhm.
I want better for me, and I have no problem, sharing what I know for whoever want their life to be better. But at the end of the day, it still comes down to you. You know, you got to turn that corner, man. I'm tired of this. I got to do better. Okay, start now then. Never too late, man. Never too late. So I'm in my reflection state. Close to my birthday comes. I'm in my reflection state. So,
Okay.
hey, man, I'm on a natural high. I just say it like that.
Mhm.
I'm on a natural high. So I want that for most people, man, but they gotta want it for themselves, you know what I mean? So but yearn to be better, man. Just yearn to be better. That's all I can tell you. So
We'll leave it right there then, coach. Yarn to be better. And we'll leave it right there until the next time we come together. I appreciate you, coach.
all right, man. See you, man.
Absolutely.